Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my first post-lockdown book haul. The bookshops are open again and I'm buzzing. I went to St Andrews on Friday and I popped into Topping & Company, which is like my all-time favourite independent bookshop, and I absolutely love it. I had such a great time. I felt a tiny bit anxious to begin with, but I had my mask on, there was hand sanitizer, and people were being socially distant, which was good. There wasn't a one-way system in the shop, I think because everyone had masks on, all that kind of thing, and people were keeping their distance. So it was amazing, and I'm still buzzing. And as you can probably see, I've also had my hair cut as well, so I have a face again, I have a neck again. A little bit of a double chin going on there, but lockdown weight. Oops. So I bought 5 books in Topping & Company. They're only small ones, so I don't feel too guilty. And then I bought 3 books in the charity shops in St Andrews as well. The charity shops are open again, guys. I'm just on cloud 9. It's amazing. So let's get started. So the first one that I got is like a little essay, and it's absolutely beautiful. It is The Gifts of Reading by Robert Macfarlane. And basically it's an essay about books being gifts and the written word being a gift. Yeah. I'll read you the back of the book. This story, like so many stories, begins with a gift. That gift, like so many gifts, was a book. In this luminous essay, Robert Macfarlane reflects on the unique emotional resonance of books given and received, and how such gifts have shaped his own life. All proceeds from the sale of the Gifts of Reading will be donated to Migrant Offshore Aid Station, which also is amazing. I can't wait to get into this. It's literally about 30 pages long. It's just a small essay, 34 pages long. It's beautiful, and it will go up on the shelf up there beside my Little Black Classics and my Faber and Faber 90s, which I'm so excited about. This is neither, it's by Penguin, but it's neither a Little Black Classic or a Faber 90. So anyway, it's the same size roughly, and it'll fit. So the next one that I got, I've been after this for ages, and I saw it about, I think it was about 2 years ago when this first came out. I might be wrong, but I saw it in Topping & Company at the time, and I picked it up and didn't get it. I read the synopsis and I didn't get it, and I've regretted it ever since. It's We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I've heard so many good things about this book and about the writer in general, and I feel that I have to read this, because when I picked it up in Topping & Company and I put it back down, I regretted it ever since. And every time I've been back in, there's been no copies of it. And I was so lucky. This was the final one that was on the shop counter, and I snapped it up. I would like to ask that we begin to dream about and plan for a different world, a fairer world, a world of happier men and happier women who are truer to themselves. And this is how to start. We must raise our daughters differently. We must also raise our sons differently. What does feminism mean today? In this personal, eloquently argued essay, adapted from her much admired TEDx talk of the same name, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie offers readers a unique definition of feminism for the 21st century. One rooted in inclusion and awareness, drawing extensively on her own experiences and her deep understanding of the often masked realities of sexual politics. Here is one remarkable author's exploration of what it means to be a woman now, and of the moment rallying cry for why we should all be feminists. And I can't wait to read this, because I've wanted to for however long it's been since it came out. I think it's about 2 years. Let's see. Let's see when this came out. Oh my goodness, it actually came out 6 years ago. So it was 2 years ago that I first saw this. I'm going to make that guess, but I can't wait to get to this. We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And it's gorgeously designed as well. The next one that I got is a Faber story, so it's a Faber 90. I think they brought these out, I'm going to say, for Faber and Faber's 90th birthday. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's Homeland by Barbara Kingsolver. Kingsolver? Yes. This is beautiful. And when I saw it, I thought, I need that. Faber Stories, a landmark series of gem-like volumes, presents masters of the short story form at work in a range of genres and styles. From precious rediscoveries to gender-playful fictions, fabular futurism to uncanny imaginings, there are stories by a new generation of Faber authors alongside Faber classics. Bringing together past, present and future in our 90th year, Faber Stories is a celebratory compendium of collectible work. You have to marry outside your clan, she said. That's law. All the people we knew were Bird Clan, all the others were gone. When Gloria's great-grandmother, Greenleaf, left her home in the Hiwassee Valley of Tennessee, it was with a man on a stolen horse. She was one of the fugitive bands of Cherokee who'd resisted capture long ago. Decades later, her family takes Great Mam on a road trip home, but the place that holds the scattered bones of her ancestors is no longer the land she remembers. That sounds amazing, and I can't wait to get to it. I think these are the kind of books that you can sit down and just escape for an hour. Maybe not even an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes. But they're just little pieces of escapism, and I love it. I have a few of these up above me on a shelf that sit beside my little black classics, and I love them. So the next one is another Faber Stories. In fact, the next two are Faber Stories. And this one is Sonny Liston Was a Friend of Mine by Thom Jones. I believe this is a black writer, and I need to read more by black writers. Is he? It doesn't say here. Anyway, so I won't read you the back of this because it's the same as the back of the Barbara Kingsolver one, but I will read you the synopsis. He met Liston's gaze, but found it almost impossible to sustain eye contact. Soon, it became an exercise in the control of fear. Sonny Liston gave Kid Dynamite the slightest hint of a smile, and winked. In the build-up to his impending fight, Kid Dynamite's head swirls with thoughts of his estranged father, his difficult relationship with his stepfather, the time he met his hero, and the sense that his own life is reaching a moment of change. A masterclass in tone, atmosphere, and control. Sonny Liston Was a Friend of Mine pays testimony to Thom Jones's unique talent for the short story form. And again, I can't wait to read this because it's a little piece of escapism. So the last one is Faber Stories, and this is like retold fairy tales. And when I saw this, I was really intrigued. It's Fairy Tales by Marianne Moore. Again, I won't read you the back because it's the same as what's on the other two. A wily cat, a strange romance, detestable daughters. The great American poet Marianne Moore retells 3 stories originally written by Charles Perrault to amuse the niece of Louis X1V. Is that the 16th or the 14th? Roman numerals is not my strong point. Modern readers may be surprised to find that the prince does not wake Sleeping Beauty with a kiss. The more he cares, the less willing he is to intrude, and that his mother is descended from ogres. Characterised by vivid imagery, uncluttered prose, inventive alliteration, and a sly skeptic's wit, Moore's versions do more than tell a tale. Having seen a problem solved, she writes each one leaves a pattern in order in the mind. A pattern of order in the mind. Again, one of these days I might learn to read. Having seen a problem solved, she writes, each one leaves a pattern in order in the mind. I think I've just spoiled that again. Oh, anyway. So, another Faber, and I love it. It's beautiful. So we are on to the books that I got from the charity shops in St Andrews. And the first one that I picked up, it's under everything else. The first one I picked up, I saw in the window of the Bernardo's bookshop, and I just had to get it. I've got all of these books already, but this edition just looked really cute, and I just wanted to add it to my collection. It's the Beatrix Potter collection, Hilltop Tales by Beatrix Potter. Bookish pet peeve. I've still to make my video on that. I'm going to do it. Bookish pet peeve. It has a sticker on the front, but I'm not as pissed off about this as I usually am about stickers on books, because when I saw it, it was in the window, and you can see that the sticker is really faded. So to me that suggests that it's been in the window the entirety of lockdown. It may have been longer, but yeah, so it's faded. It just struck me as intriguing. There we go. So these are the tales of Beatrix Potter. The tale of Tom Kitten, the tale of Jemima Puddleduck, the tale of Samuel Whiskers, or the Roly-Poly Pudding, the tale of Ginger and Pickles. So these are just some of the tales, not all of them, not all 23. Hilltop is a real farm in the English Lake District, which was owned by Beatrix Potter, and which she used as the background for some of her most popular tales. The 4 stories in this book are all set in and around Hilltop. The house itself is here inhabited by Tom Kitten, his sisters Mittens and Moppet, and his anxious mother, Tabitha Twitchit. In the tale of Tom Kitten, Tom's mother dresses her children up for a tea party, but by the time the guests arrive, the kitten's escapades in the garden with the duck family have quite spoilt their smart appearance. One of the ducks has an adventure of her own in the tale of Jemima Puddleduck, in which Jemima unwisely accepts help from an obliging foxy gentleman. Tom Kitten is in mischief again in the tale of Samuel Whiskers, when he gets himself rolled up in dough as a roly-poly pudding. And the tale of Ginger and Pickles tells how Ginger the cat and Pickles the terrier run the most popular shop in the village, but cannot in the end compete with the rival shop kept by Tabitha Twitchit. This sequence of stories features many of Beatrix Potter's best-loved characters and some of her most attractive country pictures. And indeed, they are gorgeous. A lot of them are watercoloured, and they're just beautiful. I will be taking the sticker off the front, but I just thought that was quite telling about how long that's been in the window of the shop. 4 months, the entirety of lockdown, and I had to buy it. I love Beatrix Potter. Even though I've got all the little books in the collection, whenever I see a Beatrix Potter thing, I snap it up, because why not? So yeah, on to the next book. Oh my gosh, it's going to fall. Dear me. On to the next book. When I saw this, I thought, I love things like this, so yeah, I had to get it. London's Strangest Tales. So this is like a compendium of little short stories about weird things that have happened in the past in London. And I'm so excited to get to this. It's the kind of book that you don't really need to read cover to cover. You can kind of dip in, because they're like little short stories. So that will only last a couple of pages, and then there's another one. And also, what intrigued me about this book, the random things you find inside books from charity shops. there is a holographic postcard from Lanzarote, which is just fabulous. And that will stay right there. And someone called Andy read this book in May 2019 and he gave it 4 ticks. So it has to be good if it gets 4 ticks. So yeah, roll up, discover the most unique, strange and peculiar stories from London's great history. Why Big Ben isn't that big at all. Where exactly is the centre of London? How not to get lost in Liberty. I'd love to go to Liberties of London. Look inside to find more outlandish oddities from the Big Smoke. I'm there with that. This is kind of like, for me, what I would class as a bedside book. That if you want to read something before bed, you can dip into this. It's not like really long chapters. They're literally a page or a page and a half, 2 pages at the most. And I'm so excited to get to this because weird and wonderful tales of big cities like London fascinate me. And also, yes, Liberties of London. I would love to get lost in there. Yes. So the last book that I got was a collection of poetry, and it's called Imagining Alexandria by Louis de Bernier. De Bernier? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm fairly certain this is the same author who wrote Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll pop something on the screen saying, Graham, you're so wrong. Hopefully I'm right. I've never read Captain Corelli's Mandolin. I have never read Captain Corelli's Mandolin, but I've been told that it's very good. This also had a sticker on the top, which I tried to take off neatly, and it ripped half the design off. Sad, so annoyed. But this is a collection of poetry, and it is gorgeous. I have found a new interest for poetry. My husband is a poetry puritan. He prefers poetry that rhymes, whereas I've kind of I've delved more into sort of experimental kind of stuff and modern poetry. And while not all of it is good, most of it is, and it's very enjoyable. And I look forward to this because not only does it sound very good and is it a beautiful book, it also has really gorgeous sketches inside, with most of the poetry actually. Let's find another really pretty one. That's a bit risky, I won't show you that. Seems to be a lady lying in the grass. But yes, I shall read you what this is about. Poetry was Louis de Bernier's first literary love, and Imagining Alexandria is his debut poetry collection. Here, the author of the much-loved Captain Corelli's Mandolin, I was correct, I don't need to put anything on the screen now, fabulous, returns us to the vivid Mediterranean landscape of his fiction. De Bernier's, I don't even know how to pronounce it. De Bernier's was introduced to Greek poetry while in Corfu in 1983, and since then he has always travelled with a book of Kafafi's poetry in his pocket. Not surprisingly, his own poems about the distant past, the erotic and the philosophical, owe much to the influence of the great Alexandrian poet. Beautifully illustrated with line drawings by Donald Samet, this is a collection rich in sensuality, nostalgia and music, and I can't wait to get to it. It does have one of these, which I've mentioned before. These make me feel really anxious. They give me the absolute fear. I can't explain it. I don't know why, but they do. So, yeah. So that is my first post-lockdown book haul. And like I said, I'm still buzzing. I was in a bookshop for the first time in 4 months. I've had my hair cut. Everything's just kind of slowly returning to normal. I go back to work on the 5th of August. I can't pretend that I'm excited about that because it does fill me with dread. Not only because I've put on so much weight I might not fit into my uniform, but because there is still a killer virus out there which may come back with a vengeance at any time. Anyway, I've blethered on for far too long, so I will let you go. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.